Hey everyone, it's Charlie here from the Livewire, and I am absolutely so excited today to let you know we are interviewing Sam from Ballpark Music. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good, staying dry, nice and fun. Now, we're here because you have your eighth studio album titled Like Love coming out next week, which I think is now this week. How does it feel to be up to the eighth album? If you went back in time to that university classroom and told that group of kids they're releasing their eighth album now, what would they say?
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. I definitely don't think when we met one another and started making music that we thought we'd be doing it for this long or make it to 8 albums. So it is pretty special. And I guess the best part is how um, it's mostly been pretty effortless, we've looked after our friendship and that when that time comes we're like, let's get back in the studio and write and record. Like that's just been like a natural hunger that's never gone away. It's not like we all hate each other's guts and are stuck in some contract that's making us having to do stuff. It's really quite the opposite. I do remember when we were young and we'd hear about bands still signing 4 or 5 album record deals, which is pretty like old fashioned kind of model now. That doesn't really happen. But back then we used to think, shit, that's crazy. And can you imagine doing 5 albums and I would say probably 90% of the artists that ever signed those kinds of deals never made it to the end of
Yeah.
5. So yeah, it is nuts to be getting ready to release number 8.
Oh, it's crazy to think about as well, like the longevity of ballpark music. As you said, a lot of bands never fulfill that contract, never make it to those big numbers. But number eight, you are doing it, and it is so exciting. This album has a lot of songs that are a bit different to the sound you all originally started off with. You're being very raw and vulnerable, both lyrically and musically. How is it feeling to like keep further peeling back the layers of like your fun and almost naive facade to this reality that's a bit more gritty and a bit more emotional?
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's nearly the best thing of all, like it feels like a huge privilege to to be able to keep practicing your craft, I guess you can call it. Um and one of one of my biggest values, and I know my bandmates feel the same. In fact, I'm certain that pretty much all musicians and artists would feel the same, is to be undergoing some kind of evolution. Like it feels like a betrayal of the craft almost to deliberately stagnate or like keep, you know, repeating history. Um, we've always been determined to sort of grow and evolve, try new things. Um, but this album in particular has probably been um, the most pronounced kind of effort we've made to be like, let's deliberately, get out of our comfort zone
Mm.
and try and do some different things as a band. And I think like there's been shades of like how the new album sounds across our past work. We have some kind of low key, mellow, acoustic, folky sort of bits here and there. And we're always really proud of those bits of music. And actually, for years, we sort of talked about it'd be cool to do a whole album like that one day. But yeah, here we are. We finally were like, nah, let's commit to it. Let's try and make something that feels very classic and beautiful and that leans on the songwriting and the storytelling like more than ever before.
Yeah, absolutely. And the end result fits in so well with your previous discography, but also it is an evolution. It's a massive, big step. I'm loving it. Your fan base has grown up with your music, and this feels to me at least that it's coming in at the right time, which is so special.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, in some ways I totally forget about the fact that yeah, it's coming out in a week, and possibly some people might not resonate with it, but you got to sort of um, push those thoughts aside a lot of the time, I think, and follow your heart. um, yeah, like that the music making has got to be for myself and for my bandmates primarily. That's kind of like, I see that as being like true to your art, and that's what I believe fans are looking for, is like truth and authenticity from the people who create the music. um, but yeah, I hope other people feel like you feel. I hope people will like it. Everyone that we've shared it with so far has had a good response. Like, I think when we first sort of finished in the studio, which was in the middle of last year that we recorded the album, and like kind of sent it to our management team and all the broader people who work for us, like I felt like their response was like above and beyond what we'd sort of seen in the past. I think we all had a moment of being like, all right, maybe this one's a good one. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, it's always a good sign. Always a good sign. Now, I know I don't want to be one of those gossip pages. I don't want to have to churn out the secrets, but I would love to ask if there's a secret behind this album that you can legally share with us all.
A secret behind the album that I can legally share. Well, it's not so much um, a secret, but I think just quite a lot of the material on the record um, has been is old, I guess, or has been kicking around and been in development for like a really long time.
Mm.
Um, there's fragments of songs that have been around. Some of them are possibly even 10 years old. They've like lingered for so long, or maybe because of their like more like stripped back folky sort of nature, like I didn't feel like they were right for Ballpark, and kind of just remained in my little world with me for a long time. And then yeah, without having to force it, we just kind of found ourselves making this record, and finished a lot of them off, and it felt like extra special because there's even a bunch of songs in there that we've tried in the past and on previous albums, and
Mm.
just didn't work out for whatever reason. But it did on this one, and it feels extra weird to me because we recorded the album in 10 days. It was 10 songs in 10 days, like, and that's it basically. There was no spare songs when we went to Sydney to record. There was no spare time if we ran out of time, so we had to just like keep moving and work fast. And it felt unbelievable to do it all so quickly, to actually fly somewhere and be flying home essentially with a
Mm.
finished album. Uh, Especially given that there were songs that we'd tried to do in the past and they didn't get legs for whatever reason. That's kind of intimidating, to be trying a song maybe for the third, fourth, fifth time or whatever, and to have that pressure on it. But
Mm.
it was really a magic experience doing it. It did feel like, I don't want to get too carried away, but there was this good kind of, I don't know, spiritual energy amongst the five of us, and we were chasing that. We wanted to get out of Brisbane, go to a proper recording studio, have someone else produce the record. We really wanted to like deeply immerse ourselves in making this record.
Yeah, well, honestly, everything works so well together. As soon as you say there's like songs that were like, oh, they were might have been shelved before, you go through your head and think, oh, what could that have been? What song doesn't fit? But everything feels so well cohesive with each other. The album, it's so good. There's not any track that, oh yeah, I feel like it could have. You know what I mean? Everything
Oh,
feels
thank
so
you.
well
It's
put
so nice
together,
to
so
hear.
you never would have known.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, like um I think sometimes too, when you are drawing on material that's come from like lots of different like parts of your life, um, there's this worry that it may not sit together. But I think obviously the record's called Like Love, and and there's the song that's called Like Love. But as I chipped away at the writing of the songs and probably spent more time than ever, like, just at my computer typing and working on the lyrics and the sort of storytelling aspect of it, I realized um, that, love really was like the 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 main theme, which is a theme I've always loved working with. But because these songs were picked from all different stages of my life, um, it was really looking at love in lots of different, um, through lots of different lenses. So at some point, I was just like, this is the theme. I just want this record to be like this really um, wide exploration of this topic, and maybe that's what's going to tie it all together.
Mm. Oh, no, I love that. I like that and I love that. That's so special. Now, speaking of things that we all like and love, I know Australia loves a good ballpark music show, and y'all have treated us with a massive 30-date tour coming up this winter. What can we expect from this upcoming tour? Why should we buy a ticket to one show, two shows, three shows, 30 shows?
Well, I mean, we definitely, pride ourselves on our live act. I'd like to think any ballpark show is worth spending your money on, but in light of discussing the new record, which does like
Mm.
showcase a kind of like different side of the band, we've just started rehearsals this week actually, and it's felt amazing, and we are trying to weave this other side of the band into the show and really craft something that does feel new. We've um, sort of like rejigged our stage plot. We're talking to our lighting and audio, like our touring crew, to like try a lot of new things. And we got this like rough template for how we maybe want to structure the show, which I sort of don't want to reveal. Um,
Hmm.
because I'm honestly not sure if we'll like commit to the idea. It like intimidates me a little bit. But anyway, there's a lot going on at bloody
Hmm.
Camp Ballpark as we prepare for the new shows, and rehearsing has felt so good. Like rehearsing the new material has been really painless. Sometimes after you've finished making a record and then you go to rehearse it, it can be a bit difficult to get started. Um, but it's felt really good doing these songs, and a fairly minor detail that's exciting me a lot is that um, Daniel, our drummer, and Paul, our keys player, are now singing in the show as well. Um, they've always been fine singers, and we've always sung together when we just hang out as friends and sing together in the studio and stuff. But now they're joining in the live show, and I can't believe how awesome it feels to have all five of us singing. Like we're just revisiting, working on the new songs, but revisiting old
Mm.
ones too. Um, I've just been smiling from ear to ear in rehearsal. Like it feels amazing to have five voices in the show. So things are getting pretty singy.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be so magical to hear live. I can just like already feel it. And then you've got the crowd around you all singing as well. Oh, I am so excited for the tour. I'm sure y'all are so excited as well. I would love to know, what are some ballpark music touring musts? Is there like an interesting rider request you have? Is there something you want to do at each of the stop of the tour?
Let me think. We definitely have like our little touring kind of habits that are fairly ingrained um, at this point in time. Trying to think if there's anything quirky on our rider. Well, there's a fair bit of alcohol. We
Fair enough.
definitely like to drink. Uh, we for years we just had like a block of chocolate on there, and we didn't really mind what we got, and we usually just got a block of Cadbury.
Mm.
But then we've been doing this for so long that we're like, actually, you know what? Let's specify the exact block of chocolate we want, and we get a block of Whitaker's coconut block. I don't know if you've tried that chocolate,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
it's elite. So that's a must. Um, what else are you trying to? What else do you do? I was actually that. This is a story from years ago, but I was thinking about it the other day because I went to the pub with some friends and I had a chicken parmy, which I don't order very often at all, but I felt like one this day. And there was a tour years ago, and I was actually still vegetarian at the time, so I wasn't eating it with them. But Daniel, Paul, and Dean ate a chicken parmy at every single show of this entire tour we did. To just They wanted to try it in every single place in Australia so that they could like get a definitive list of like best to worst. Um, and when I was eating one the other day, I was just having a laugh to myself and thinking, I wonder if we should try that again. But I think we're probably too old for that now. It's probably just going to destroy our guts even more than it used to.
Hey, you never know. The fans might pick it up and it might become a fan tradition now. You never, never know.
Mm.
Now, speaking of things you're bringing on every stop of the tour, you have the absolutely epic Bean magazine opening for every night of the Australian tour. How excited are you to hear them rock out before you each night?
I'm so pumped. Yeah. Love Bean Mag. Like I've got to know them
Mm.
pretty well, and me personally, like I've spent time recording them at our studio in Brisbane. Um, I did their second EP and their third EP's coming out shortly too, and I worked on that as well.
Mm.
So I've got to know them really well and truly love their band. So very, very excited to have them on board. That's actually been a really kind of great thing, like as we've become a more established artist, that we've got to have a bit more say in you know who our supports are. Not that we ever had no say, but in the beginning, I'd say it's like a more collaborative effort with, say,
Mm.
venues, management, your booking agent, to try and just put together a bill that's gonna still really pull people to the show. Um, um, but yeah, as we've gotten more established, it's become very much something that we take great pride in selecting ourselves. And everywhere we go, like Bean Mag will be the main support, but we'll
Mm.
have different openers all around Australia as well. And we've handpicked pretty much all of those as well. Um,
Mm.
and I love doing that. Love listening to like up and coming artists. It's like helps me stay in touch with the music that people are making, and then it's even more of an honor to get to meet them and play with them, and sometimes make their day too. Sometimes it's exciting for them to be playing with us. So I love that sort of social community aspect of it as we tour. It's
Mm.
yeah, a source of pride for sure.
Yeah, and it's so special as well because you all have such a platform now that you bring an artist on tour and they magically make like thousands of more fans and they get so many more listeners. And it's such a gift to be able to like see a band like y'all be able to pass that on to like a newer emerging artist. It's so special.
Oh, big time! Like because we remember being in their shoes and being, the recipients of such a thing. Like
Mm.
one that sticks out to me is when it was the year we put our first album out, so 2011. Um, Boy and Bear were having like an absolutely huge moment. Like they just blew up. Like they were, one of the biggest bands in the country, and they invited us on tour with them. And yeah, that tour put us in front of like way bigger crowds. Like we would have played to so many more people that year thanks to that.
Mm.
And we watched, the very real results of that. We had more people following us on social media, more people attending our shows. That it was quite a tangible result. Like we were so grateful to get that opportunity. So now it feels really special to be able to give that, to up and coming artists. Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's why it's just so important to also keep the conversation running about Australian artists opening up for Australian tours. Like when your big international acts come, when they bring along an international opener, it's all well and good, but like bringing along a local act as well is so important, so major. Ugh, it's absolutely amazing. with speaking about local acts and all, I would love to hear some local acts that you have been listening to lately, loving, and who you think we as ballpark music fans are also going to love.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I can do this for you. My memories. This is not my greatest strength, remembering things off the cuff, but I might
Mhm.
have to quickly look at my Spotify recently played to remember what I've been doing in my life.
That's very
Um,
valid.
um, well, I mean, a lot of it now is so based on like who I'm working with in the studio
Mm,
because when I'm not busy with the band, I tend to just work in the studio recording other people. Like, in many ways, that's how I get my fill of music. Like, working with local emerging artists. It feels like a hyper local thing to like the music I'm listening to at home is the music that I'm literally recording and is not even released yet. Like
mhm,
that's what's on my playlist a lot of the time. But yeah, Bean Magazine is one of those artists that's been in the studio with me,
mhm.
as well as Joe Davey, another Brisbane artist. I've been working
Yeah.
with her a lot. Um, I've been working with Platonic Sex throughout the last half of last year on their debut album, which I'm really excited about.
I'm so
Um,
excited for that one too. That's one of my most anticipated for like the latter half of this year.
oh yeah, it's good. Like I rate their band, really cool people, and it's a really exciting, dynamic, and ambitious like debut album. Like I hope it gets the attention it deserves.
Mm.
Um, who else can I recommend? I just want to like not forget stuff that I've actually been playing. Um, Oh, I'm pretty obsessed with Rowena Wise. She's from Melbourne. I don't know if you've heard of her, but
Yeah.
song of hers called "Indifferent." Like, I don't know where I heard it, but just like massively grabbed my attention. Um, I don't think this is announced yet, but she's going to be doing a couple of shows with us on the tour, the two Melbourne shows at the Forum.
Oh, that's gonna be so
And she,
special.
yeah, and she's also just put out a new song that's a song with Didiri.
Yeah.
Um, and two of them singing together is amazing. Yeah, I've been flogging their song a lot, and just her music a lot as well. Um,
Mm. I remember their first song they released together. I was in high school and I used to come home every day, and on the drive home, I'd be listening to that song in my earphones. I was absolutely obsessed.
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
she's um, she's a great songwriter and has a really great voice. Um, I actually went with some friends to see her play at Black Bear Lodge recently,
Yeah.
um, and came into the venue and sort of queued up to buy a beer, and she came out and she literally opened with that song Indifferent, like played it straight up. I was like, shit, like the one I was like most
Mm.
excited to see, she's just busting it straight out. Um, and watched it and loved it. And then my wife called me, and one of our daughters was quite sick that night. And she's like, I think you should come home. We might have to take her to hospital or whatever. So I had to rush home. But I was like, well, I only got to see like two songs, but at least I saw like the one I really wanted to see before I
Mm.
had to leave the gig.
Yeah. Oh, it's always the way things line up perfectly when you need them to.
Yes.
Well, yeah, thank you so much for sharing those. I love all of those artists and I completely agree. They are some of like the best emerging acts in Australia right now. So thanks for sharing them.
Oh, you're welcome. There's like so much good talent in the city, like can't even keep up. There's just so many great artists that I'd love to, record in the studio. Yeah, I'm always just so moved by, you know, how many good writers and players there are in Brisbane. It's awesome.
It's absolutely crazy. And y'all are included in that. Like, remember there was a blueprint and like 10 years ago, 15 years, y'all have been around for almost as long as I've been alive, which is crazy to admit. But y'all are making such an impact on the local scene. There are so many artists now who look towards your earlier albums as like source inspiration for what got them into music, which is so special to see.
Yeah, oh, that's like so nice hearing that stuff. Like it's truly quite hard to have perspective on those kinds of things. Like you just live your day-to-day life, and there's no way to fully know that could be true, that there could be people out there who are that it means that much to them or whatever. So yeah, it's really nice hearing that sort of stuff. Oh, I just remembered another good Brisbane band
Mm.
that I think is worth watching. They're called Red Hill, or
Yes.
Red Hill Band. I can't remember what the official name is,
Yeah.
but um, really good songs, and like really like they're funny too. Like
Mm.
I think I watched like a thing of them playing live at Triple Z, and they're like really making me laugh. I don't know, they just felt like the songs are good, but there's like a lot of personality too. I
Mm.
don't know. Had my
No,
manager hat on.
absolutely.
I was like, these are ones to watch, I reckon.
Yeah, no, I saw them live at like a backyard show last year, and it was just that moment where you're like, I am obsessed with this band.
Yeah, I think I saw they actually have put some new music out since I last listened, and I
Yeah.
haven't listened to it yet, so I need to check that out actually.
Yeah, their EP came out earlier this year and it has been on repeat for me all year, so it's definitely worth a listen.
Okay, I'm gonna pull that up now so I don't forget.
And now I would love to jump in to a quick little game. I came up with this on the spot and I'm pretty impressed with it. It's called Like, Love, or Next Life Already. I'm going to throw out some random things, random topics, and you can tell me if you like them, if you love them, or you just like them so much that you'd move into the next life already just to get away from it. Sound good?
Yes, I love it.
Okay, amazing. So, first, we're going to start off with Brizzy Beach sunburns.
Brizzy Beach sunburns. Are we talking like getting sunburned at South Bank?
Mm-hmm. The
Oh
nasty
yeah,
one that stays for like a week or two and it's just bright red.
don't like that. That's got to be next life already.
Okay. What about people who move to Melbourne?
Like I'm a bit sad about them leaving, us here in Brisbane, but I probably still adore them as people, and it's not the end of the world if I have to see them in Melbourne. So we'll just say like.
Fair enough. How about fans requesting songs from so long ago that you've forgotten how to play them?
Uh yeah, maybe next life already.
Fair enough. You'll
um,
have a really massive discography though, so everyone has some favorites all over the place.
oh yeah, look, I get it. It's they're so attached to like this like this version of yourself from so long ago. Like it's like someone digging out a photo of you like from way younger, and you're just like cringing at it, and but someone's telling you like, this is the version of you that I'm most
Mhm.
interested in. Like, can't you dress like this again for me?
Go back
It's
to
like
this moment.
yeah, there's some songs, and I don't think we like hate any of the old songs, but there's some where it's just like, nah, that's just like can't get back there.
Absolutely. What about, okay, like Love or Next Life Already, crowd members who are singing louder than the band?
Um, well, I probably don't have the best perspective on this. Like, I'm obviously on stage. It's a thrill for us if the crowd is singing really loudly, and we're wearing like in-ear monitors, so like we're kind of in our own little world a little
Mm.
bit. Uh, Sometimes it's not until after the show that like we'll see like people's like Instagram stories or whatever, who are at the show, and you realize, wow, there's people in there who are singing so loud and
Mm.
usually so out of tune as well, that you're like, that would be fucking annoying to be next to them in the crowd. So,
Mm.
but I respect their enthusiasm. We'll just say like, I like them.
Absolutely. I saw you all at River Stage when you toured with Alexia and Lime Cordial, and the crowd was so loud, especially for your final few songs. Everyone was like moving, dancing so loud. I could not even hear you guys, but it was such a good energy.
Yeah, well, I know that feeling.
Mm.
I mean, I'm probably going deaf as I get old, but um, I really, and I know obviously you got to protect your ears, blah blah blah. But I really feel like live music should be fairly generously loud like most of the time, because that's like part of the whole thrill, that you show up to have your senses kind of assaulted a bit, you know, like I hate when I'm watching like a really exciting energetic band but you can still hear like people just like
Hmm.
chatting over the top of it. Like I kind of want it to be a force of nature that just drowns everything out, like
Yeah.
so anyway, that's my, I digress.
No, absolutely. Okay. Like Love, Next Life Already, ballpark music themed friendship bracelets.
I'm gonna say love. I'm
Mhm.
into it. Like yeah, I have daughters. My oldest is 6. She loves making bracelets and playing with beads and stuff, and she makes like little bracelets um for me, and to wrap around like the headstocks of my guitars, or she
Mhm.
like hides them in my suitcases like little good luck charms when I have to go on tour. And it's just, I love it. And people have thrown some or given them to me when we've been on tour too, and sometimes they're like really cute and funny and creative, and like, well, where's the harm? It's just
Yeah.
net good. So I love it.
Yeah, it like looks back to when fans used to make like zines and like hand them out at shows and stuff. It's kind of like the modern equivalent of that. Oh, I love it.
Absolutely. Anything that's like encouraging people to like actually engage with other humans and be social and have a sense of like friendship and community, especially if it's because of a band or an artist, like that is only a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Like Love, Next Life Already, being known as that one band from Brisbane.
Oh man, I'll take that. I love that. Like no complaints from me, to be the Brizzy band, because there's plenty of amazing, bands from Brisbane. I feel like there's still some big names to compete with. Yeah, there's a fair few legends that have made music in the city. So
Yeah.
um, if we're going to be included in any of those kind of chats, that's fine with me.
Well, I heard the other day I was at like a local bar and someone was covering It's Nice to Be Alive in their, like acoustic bar covers set. And I sat there and I was like, normally you don't hear music that I actually listen to being played there. And that was such like a weird experience for me to realize y'all are at that level of iconic cover songs.
It's the beginning of the end.
You never know.
Yeah.
Okay. Like Love, Next Life Already, fans who have attended more than 10 ballpark music shows.
Oh, look, love these people. Like, there's truly like this sort of like, um, you know, god tier bunch of fans that are like maybe a little bit crazy, but have attended like so many shows or been like so involved in our kind of general fan community or whatever, that like we basically, know them, like, now, like we see them enough to say hi and have a chat, like, um, and I have nothing but like, respect for these people. Bloody God bless them. They show up to so many shows. I'm all here for it. They're the best people. Like, all of them are just the most massive sweethearts, and like, I can't believe they keep coming. It's awesome. I'm extremely grateful. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a handful of fans that I'm picturing in my mind right now. That, yeah, we see them everywhere. They show up like all over the place. It's awesome.
And thank you so much for making time to chat with us at the Livewire today. So excited for this album, and I am so excited to head along to a show on the tour.
Oh, thank you. You're very welcome.